Two rescued as three-story building collapsed in Lagos. This is very, very serious. Welcome back to this YouTube channel, guys. Today we'll be talking about how a three-story building collapsed in Lagos. We know the kind of houses we see, especially on both the island and the mainland. Let's say Lagos as a whole. So it happened that this particular three-story building collapsed and two individuals were rescued. This happened on Sunday. It was said that the three-story building was actually under construction. That was at Lagos Island, Agarawu Street. This incident occurred in the afternoon, trapping the victims beneath the debris before they were pulled out by the emergency unit and immediately taken to the hospital. It is very, very good that they had emergency responders there. Else, who knows what would have happened to them. The spokesman for the Lagos State Police Command, CSP Benjamin, confirmed the development, stating that no fatalities were recorded, which is good. He also added that the area had been secured by the emergency personnel and normalcy has returned to the neighborhood. Well, according to the officer, he said relevant agencies have been notified and are expected to commence a thorough investigation into the cause of this structural failure. You know, whenever things like this happens, there is all compulsion that an investigation team looks into it. Very, very compulsory, because you cannot just have disasters and just ignore it when we have agencies that are supposed to look into these things. So it's a good thing they were able to look into it, the cause of the structural failure. But let's be honest with ourselves, or let me say things from the way I see it to be. You know, in Lagos particularly, most of the buildings, most of the real estates are not really real estates. They are not well developed. Some they are done in a rush because of the population, while some they are just greedy on materials. You want to build a three-story building. You'll be surprised at the kind of materials that they were using or they had used, because let's not be surprised when we see buildings, when we see the destroyed parts, we see all those little rods. You want to build a story on top of a story to make a three-story building, and you're using inferior materials. Population we have in Lagos State. That is why we see all these things. People are in a rush to build a house because they don't stay in it. Before, back in the days, the only thing I knew of was landlord. When we go to the house, we know of landlord because this person is investing in his property because it will stay there. But developers, except maybe the person is a very reasonable developer or someone that has built his name over time, those are the kind of people that you can trust them with your projects, that they will deliver because their name is at stake. But these days, all we see are people that are just concerned about money because they know they will not stay in that building. So when you see disasters like this, they are not natural disasters. These are things that could have been avoided. I don't think we've had earthquake cases in Nigeria that I've heard of. If there's any, but I've not heard of any. So now, somebody like this, you call yourself a developer just because you are not staying there. You get the money either on loan or most of the time it's on loan. Yeah, well, some have the money to actually develop it. There was this case recently that a water tank fell into a girl's room. She was sleeping, and that was how she died. That's because they are managing materials. Most of these things could have been avoided, but they just overlook it and say, this thing still dey stand now, this thing still there now. These are the things you see. That's why you see agent fees now, they are outrageous. That is how they do not care about other things, how you be comfortable or how safe you be. What they're concerned about is the money. So the investigations they want to carry out now is about the materials. That's the only thing, nothing else, because there was no bomb anywhere. These are things that could have been avoided, but because of how selfish and how greedy all these people are, they do not look into such things. What's on their mind is that they will not live there, they will not stay there. They just have to build the place and give it out for rent. They do not care what happens after. And on the other hand, what happens is that there are people who they actually want to invest in quality materials, but the workers as well, they are selfish and they want to corner some money for themselves. Imagine giving a worker 100 million to build a house, or a contractor, or let's say a developer. You award a contract to somebody to build for you, let's say, and the person gives you an estimated sum of 100 million naira, only for that person to use 40 million naira or 20 million naira. But because you are not, let's say you are not in that state, or you are not in the country, they feel okay, their own is to deliver the architectural building design, what it represents on the drawing. They have to bring it to reality. Their own is just to do that. They do not care if it is solid or not. Their own is just to deliver the project. So now, when these things happens, the owner do not know this as what they did behind its back when he was not around, in his absence. So their own is that, okay, I did Yankee, and then I'm investing in one project, not knowing that some project will not even last up to 5 years or 10 years after people have moved in. Sometimes you see cases that, okay, the house collapsed, it's either they are old or they are new. It's the materials. So people, investors out there, it is not just about having money to put into something and call it an investment. It is to have an idea of what you want to do, a clear picture of what you want to do. Have a personal supervisor. Your own supervisor should be different from the contractor's supervisor. Just like when you go to buy a car and you don't really know about cars. So most of us, what do? We get a mechanic to go with us. That's what we do. While some people they deal with it later on when their car is faulty. So what I would say to people out there is, whenever you are going to look for a house, make sure you ask around. You check the lights, you check the water, you check the prepaid units around, the light configuration generally, so you know what you are going into. Especially the security part is not something we should forget. So we just have to be safe out there, because Nigeria that we are is full of greedy people who do not even care about the well-being of others. Let's all be safe out there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also follow us on Facebook.